Oh my gosh, y'all. I just seen a video about someone coming to terms with the fact that their mother was like one of their biggest enemies. And she spoke about how it was hard to see that because in the Bible it said honor thy mother and thy father. I don't know when this I'm trying to think cuz I grew up Christian, okay? I feel like I kind of knew Christianity wasn't for me when I seen how hard one my mother tried to push that narrative, and I guess the church just in general, or really the Christian community in general, how everybody tried to treat or push out that narrative, but they never continued the rest of that fucking scripture. They never continued the rest of whatever the fuck came after that. That's how I knew people are manipulative. These people are manipulative to try and get their way, to try and make it seem like, or try to justify their actions. And then I grew up in a household where it was like you couldn't quote unquote speak back. You couldn't talk back. Hmm. And I my last video I literally spoke about how communication was an issue for me at one point. And then I also spoke about generational shit. And maybe that's why communication was so hard. Because everybody grows up not being able to communicate. Then you have your own kids, and it's like, you can't tell me what you're not going to do. You're mine. That's that mentality that they have, that possessive mentality. Oh my fucking God. Hmm. And then that's when their ability to quote unquote communicate comes out. That's when their ability to be able to speak their mind comes out. And they're pushing this narrative that you don't need to talk. You don't go against anything that I say, even if it's fucking wrong. That's when I knew, like, is this shit really for me? I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I've never been so keen on trying to honor thy mother and thy father because thy mother and thy father was always fucking up, y'all. I never understood that. I never understood that shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. It never clicked and I never got it. I never fucking got it. Especially the father, bro. When I was younger, growing up, my mother was quote unquote there. That was the narrative these people put in my head. She was there, okay? But at what fucking cost? Like, I'm sorry. It's not funny. But no, for real, at what cost? Like, she was there, but she caused so much trauma. My daddy wasn't there for like a good portion, a good chunk of life until he came back. But I'm not recognizing that he was gone because of thy mother as well. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bitch. I'm doing the dash now. Like, I get it. Like, y'all, the more I get older, the more I live life for myself, the more I get it, the more I understand, the more it's like I can't even fault you for that. Honestly, the more I realize how manipulative and conniving that some mothers could be. And then they try to paint this narrative of them, quote unquote, being there to make it seem as if they're like anything that you say against me is incorrect. For the simple fact that I was there, he wasn't. And it's so crazy because mothers really do be like tripping. They be tripping. And I grew up with this thought in my head that mothers were supposed to play a specific role. Mothers were supposed to be a certain type of way. But like I said, when it comes to that generational trauma, like any way that people allow trauma to take place in their lives, any way that people allow trauma to take over their lives, that's just going to be who they not I don't even want to say who they are. That's just who they're allowing that trauma to make them or to portray them as. So there is no she's supposed to be this. There's only expectations. Damn, it's crazy. There's only expectations of what a mother is supposed to be. But like if that mother don't got her shit together, we might as well throw that shit out the window too. But no. It took a lot of me healing myself to start realizing why I was becoming more and more distant from my mom. Mind you, we was already distant before I started healing. So it's like, girl, what's really going on? Like what the fuck is really going on? I feel like I just had a certain way of living or wanting to live that she didn't allow, especially with me growing up. She didn't allow that shit. And I couldn't do nothing out of the norm, bro. She was going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I feel like people, I don't know, it just gets so complicated with like relationships with people and shit. It gets so complicated. It gets so complicated because there's different routes I could take with this. Like, I don't even know which route to go. Like, I'm literally in my head thinking which part of this should I speak on, honestly? Because a lot of people speak about envy and jealousy. I do believe to to a certain degree that envy and jealousy takes a part. I do. Will I say is overall? No. But I believe, me personally, I believe my authenticity is a trigger. Me choosing myself is a trigger. Me being able to say, girl, I hear what you saying, but you do not get to be the victim in this. No, get the no. That's a trigger. I feel like her being able to manipulate everybody else and not me, that's a trigger for her. And bro, it's just so crazy. Cause recognizing, like calling people out on their bullshit and recognizing, even creating a certain standard for yourself as a person, creating a certain standard for yourself or creating boundaries for yourself and people not respecting that and one of the people being your parents, those are triggers because they realize they don't have that control. And it's a matter of truly feeling possessive. Like that is such a crazy concept to me. Like I get it. Like I came out of you, you know? Hmm. I just thought, like, no, I came out of you, but I'm still a creation of what was before, if that makes sense. Like, I came out of your body, but you came out of your mother's body. So it's like all the people from the past, like, I'm a creation of all of that. Therefore, I'm not just yours. Hmm. Damn. People don't be thinking about shit like that, actually. Like, hmm. I'm not just your creation. I'm a creation that started years ago. years ago. Like, I am not just a product of you. I think that's where people get the game fucked up. Hmm. And I feel like this video is taking a whole different turn. Like, I'm not even focused on that mother shit now. Now I'm thinking like, damn. But that's the thing. People don't be wanting to get that deep into stuff. People do not be wanting to go down the line with shit like that. People truly be wanting to forget the excuse me. People be wanting to forget the fact that we had to endure slavery. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it gets tiring bringing that shit up. It does. But we can't act like it didn't happen. This is a key component, y'all. We gotta pay attention. This is a key fucking component. Which is why I really try not to fault a lot of people that do me crazy. I try not to fault them, and I try not to, speak so ill about whatever it was that caused me to have this feeling towards them. I genuinely try not to even to make myself the victim in situations. Does that mean I allow myself to get ran over? Hell the fuck no. But I genuinely try at this point in time to have compassion for people. Because, like I said, slavery, all of that contributed to why we think the way we do, why we do the shit that we do, why are we inflicting pain on each other the way that we do. Oh my fucking God. And the way this whole video went, like, I'm not even talking about what I came on this bitch to talk about anymore. Cause that's literally the way you have to think about it. That's literally how my brain works. That's how my brain works. So it's like, yeah, you did me wrong, but then I instantly go to like what could have been. I instantly start speaking about what you've been through, like that contributes to this moment, that contributes to how we're going about things, how you're going about things. I be having to understand not a lot of people, bro, not a lot of people have been able to actually do work to heal. I was thinking about therapy. Like, therapy is good. Therapy is great. Speaking about your problems is great. But there's a point in time where it's like, okay, when are we gonna stop speaking about the problems, and when we gonna start doing the hands-on shit? When we gonna start putting in some action to make sure this isn't something that reoccurs? To make sure this is something that you're actually getting over. When are we gonna stop reliving through these situations? And I feel like some people get too caught up in telling the story of their hurt. Some people get too stuck in that, and they want to continue to, I'm not gonna say relive that, but I truly think it's a matter of being validated. They want to continue to feel like they're heard, but after you're validated, then what the fuck do you do? We cannot continue to sit there and talk about what happened and why it happened and what it made you feel. Like, okay, we get it. So what the fuck are we gonna do now? I'm so solution oriented. Like, what are we gonna do now? We can't continue to sit and fester in the problem and talk about it. Like, we heard you the first time, we heard you the second time. I feel like you got so many times to talk about a problem until it's like, girl, what the fuck are you going to do? You can't allow this to continue to be your reality. And I think that's where black people are right now, because we're continuously talking about slavery. I can't lie to you. Continuously bringing up what slavery did to us. So, what are we going to do? What the fuck are we going to do? How are we going to better this? How are we going to actually prove a point? We want to prove a point so bad. How? What we going to do? You talk about what your mama did. Okay, what are you gonna do? We know your mama jealous of you. We know she wants you to live a certain life and you not going about it. What you gonna do about it? We know she pissed you off. What you gonna do about it? What the fuck are you gonna do about it? Oh my god. You see, that's probably why I'm not gonna lie. That's probably why I couldn't even finish the topic at hand. Cause it's like, girl, the damage is done. I felt what I felt. She felt what she felt. Feelings are still in play. So what's gonna happen? What you gonna do? I already did what I wanted to do. So lucky it wasn't even no point in coming on this bitch talking about that. But you see where it led me. I'm so over that. You see where the fuck it led me. Action. Take action. Take action. Oh my god. I wouldn't even know what the fuck to title this. Like damn. No, for real. If you see something's not working, you keep trying until you get to a solution. Anything could be a solution. And oh my god, don't do nothing crazy. That's not what I meant when I said keep trying. Keep trying till it comes to a point where it's damn. I'm not gonna finish. I don't know. Do what you feel is best. That don't got shit to do with me actually. I'm not gonna try to narrate nobody life. I did what I did though. And it led me to more peace. It led me to more healing, more understanding, a happier, better life. And it also contributed very well because it's like, girl, it just changed my outlook. Period. And that led me to where I am today. Happy as fuck. Great as fuck. But yeah, no. Really, the point of this video is take action. Stop all that damn talking and take some damn action. You feel a certain way, take action. What you gonna do about it? I'm not saying be violent at all, actually. But girl, you feel a certain way, you feel like somebody keep fucking over you, take action. Whether that's within yourself or over the whole situation. I say start within yourself first though. That's what I'm gonna say. Start within yourself. And then if it gets to a point where you just gotta let that shit go, let it the fuck go. Let it go. I swear none of these roles and titles mean as much as they try and make it seem like it means. None of this shit means anything. They say a mother's supposed to do this. They say a father's supposed to do this. They say you're supposed to do this. We're all different people, different experiences, different things to overcome. You're not going to hit that checkpoint list to a T. You're not going to, girl, fuck that shit. Do what you do. Do what works best for you. Fuck that shit. But yeah, another ramble. Um, Thank you for listening. I love you. Goodbye.